Paperpalooza, and then the months in between you'll have an ephemerama. Let's talk about F baby. Yeah, Franklin Hill Ventures actually had a really funny suggestion. He said I should call it Ephemera University, and it would be FU Talks for short. So I don't know. This is our very first one. We have 6 brave sellers. That you do you like that one, Ferrari? We can totally do that if you guys want to. I'm very you know, flexible with what we do with ephemera category. And I appreciate everybody's input and everybody's participation. We couldn't do this without you guys. So Penguin Boss and I coordinate these trains, and this is going to be our very first educational focused train. And we have 6 very brave sellers that decided to do the first one with us. Hello, Thrifty Dachshund Mom. Real quick, I just want to shout out to all my Florida friends who have survived Hurricane, is it Helen or Helene or something like that? um, my heart goes out to you guys. I was just worried sick. We have so many of our favorite ephemera sellers in Florida, and they were just going through a big hurricane, and it was just edge of your seat kind of stuff. So yes, you can go to schmidtauctions.com to check out all of our different ephemera trains. But back to F Talk. So this is our first educational focused train. 6 brave sellers. They're doing 30-minute slots, and they all picked a different subject matter to talk about today. They have it in their titles of their shows. And actually, let's go to my website, schmidtauctions.com. This is where you can go and see all of what we have coming up. Shopahala, just so you guys know, there's been a change to Shopahala. Christina announced it on Wednesday when we did our Shopahala Wednesday. But starting in October, we're going to be sharing Mondays with Shopahala minis, and we're going to go every other week. We were just getting a little bit oversaturated in our category going weekly, so we decided to go every other week, and minis also wanted to go every other week, so we combined efforts and left another day open for another category, because Shopahala actually runs every day of the week, and on some days it runs for an afternoon chunk. I think it's 12 to 4. So if you type in Shopahala, you'll see all the different categories come up. If you type in Shopahala ephemera, then just our train will come up. This is going to be the graphic we're using for October. And here's the schedule so far. We do have to fill a few. Oh, did I not publish it? Never mind. Ignore this. I changed it on my Wix website, but apparently I did not publish it. Oh no, you know what? I probably just need to refresh. Because I think I set that up before I went in and I changed it. Yeah, ba-boom, there it is. Monday, October 7th. So there's the current schedule lineup. We have the Vintage Scavenger, Thrifty Dachshund Mom is signed up, Pengy, the French Lady, Bastiques, and I will be closing it out. And so back to F Talks. Here is the schedule and the lineup tonight. Did I miss anything in the comments? Hi, you guys. Lori, Cindy Lou Who. I love that username. Seacox, hello. Uh-oh, what did Chip and Sissy say? I missed that. Yeah, Houston was having a hard time. No power. Oh, 3 to 5 days. Oh, Chip and Sissy. See another good ephemera seller in Florida. We have a lot of that's what my learning is we have a lot of ephemera sellers in Florida. All right, so here's the schedule. Hey, OMGYG, thanks for stopping in, and thank you so much for that raid at the end of Shopahala with Manslayer Chicken Battle of the Best Lot and all that. That was amazing. I thought that was just great. feel the love. I think we should maybe do something like that in future. But so you guys, OMGYG's in the chat there. She is the coordinator of Battle of the Best, which is coming up this Sunday. And a lot of us are in it. If you guys are in it, throw your hands up or put a emoji in the chat. It's coming up this Sunday. It's every 10 minutes is a new seller. They get one lot and it has to start at $1, and it just goes. And if you are the Battle of the Best winner, you get featured on her website, and you get picks in the upcoming months. It's omgyg.com, so check that out. And you can also find out all kinds of information about Shapahala as well at omgyg.com. There she is up there, Christina. All right, so let's go over the schedule real quick. I have 10 minutes to go over our fabulous 6 sellers. Oh my God, I didn't even do any giveaways. Holy crap, you guys. Okay, I have ephemera bundles again, and hopefully these work. Penguin Boss, I have to talk to you because I was able to get the 73-cent plain white envelope shipping like for one show that I did, and for some reason I cannot get it to work again. It's driving me nuts. But anyway, hang on, let me allow. Okay, so yeah, let's talk because I don't know what happens. I feel like it's whatnot being fickle or something, but I put it in trading cards and then I put it in one single card or whatever, and it charged me ground advantage. So I don't know. I have to figure it out. Okay, so you guys, we're going over to Penguin Boss next in about 9 minutes, and her partner TMD are going to talk about postcard. Not that, are you guys doing the parts of a postcard? I think, right? Was that it? You guys were doing parts of the postcard, and Annie's doing the yeah, no, postcard eras. My bad. Postcard eras is what Penguin Boss is and TMD are talking about today. And Penguin Boss is, like I was saying, a shopaholic coordinator as well as my partner in crime coordinating Paperpalooza and Ephemerama. She is Pengy and TMD, Ephemerama duo, eBay seller since 2010, Whatnot seller since 2022, top rated seller, and 100% positive feedback. One gal's treasure for you. And there is her website. And you can go in and bookmark all of her shows. Look at all that coming up. She has a great, if anybody's into Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Digimon, I think it was, that's her Battle of the Best lot on Sunday. And then we have Fall Ephemera also coming up on tomorrow. So we're hosting another train tomorrow. You guys, if you're like Ephemera, stick with us. All right, and then after TMD and Penguin Boss, we're going over to Mighty Annie, and Mighty Annie is doing the parts of a postcard, or not parts of the postcard, the postcard. Yeah, she's doing parts of the postcards, publishers and artists. And she's a wealth of knowledge, you guys. And she's also very open about being okay messaging her and asking her questions and things like that. So our sellers are just absolutely fabulous. Mighty Annie, the friendliest seller on Whatnot. Mighty Annie's been sharing postcards, ephemera, treasures of all kinds for years. This college professor forgot to grow up. And yes, educated is not even covering all those bases. I've found out so much about Annie just by watching her. I think it was her mother or her grandmother was into quilts. She was like a quilt expert. So there's like all different layers to all of our sellers. So it's really been a pleasure to get to know them. Then we're going to go over to Thrifty Dachshund Mom. Thrifty Dachshund Mom, she's going to be talking about trade cards. Yes, if you guys are chatting about Florida in the chat, we all send our good vibes your way. And if any sellers, need any help or anything from any of us, please reach out. It's the beginning of hurricane season, what Penguin Boss tells me. So I don't know how you guys can. It's just like a roller coaster ride. Hi, Peggy. How are you? How are you? Yes. So there's a lot of you guys in Florida. So if we can support you through the community somehow, just let us know. Thrifty Dachshund Mom's going to be talking about Victorian trade cards. She loves ephemera, especially Victorian trade cards and antique photos. Come join me for ephemera and vintage decor sales Mondays at 6:30 Eastern Time. So Thrifty Dachshund Mom, since Shopahala is moving to Mondays, we made sure that she gets a spot on Shopahala every Monday because she always did her Monday night paper chase. So don't sleep on that. She's still going to be around just every other week in Shopahala for now. And then she has all kinds of other shows coming up. The Monumental Ornament Train, Fall Ephemera. Holy cow, Thrifty. You have a lot going on tomorrow. You are in 3 trains tomorrow. I bet they're all happy that you have power because I know. So Thrifty has been with us for quite a long time. So like she's one of those, she can pretty much just tell me and Penguin Boss whatever she needs and we'll do it. We have a few sellers like that because they've just showed up for us, constantly. So man, I think she was in 2 of my trains, and then to see she's in 2 others, it's funny. So we are very glad that Thrifty is with us this weekend and has power. Yay, Mr. Flippin'Roo. Hey, that's a good sign, Mr. Flippin'Roo. When you win my Givey, you usually tend to win Giveys throughout the event. So yeah, no fix. You've just got good manifestation right now. So speaking of Mr. Roo, look who's up after Thrifty Dachshund Mom, Flippin' Roo. Dave and Roo are a fun-loving husband and wife team. We've been selling on Whatnot since 2022 and have 23 years of experience selling online. We pride ourselves in shipping quickly and safely so you can feel confident shopping with us. And there's their social links. So they are some of the coolest, they're one of the coolest couples, I should say, on Whatnot in the ephemera category. They are so smooth, and Nanette is so knowledgeable about everything, and she's so detail oriented that it's a pleasure actually having her participate in our trains because she catches a lot of my mistakes. So, Flippin' Roos are coming up next. Oh, and I forgot to mention what she's going to do, you guys. She's going to teach soaking. So if you guys know how to remove, or if you guys know what a Victorian scrapbook is, a lot of times they would glue down the trade cards to the construction paper pages, and you can actually soak a no way, what I did that last weekend, don't think I can do that again. Oh, the 3 event things, yeah. So she's going to talk about soaking pages, soaking scrapbook pages to reclaim the good vintage treasures that are inside. And it's just fabulous. It's really actually quite, yeah, Allison, have you tried it? It's quite therapeutic. I tried it once because Old Green Vintage did a demo. I think she was probably one of the first ones to do a demo on here to show us all. And I tried it, and it's very soothing. I liked it. I started like developing little techniques of my own for drying afterwards, and how you can have little racks and stuff like that to assist. Yeah. Thrifty, I'm gonna let you tell them about soaking because I don't have the right words. So yes. See, she good point. We like to see the backs of the cards. You would never know what's on the backs of the cards if you just cut them out and left the backing. So, all right, I'm running out of time. After Flippin' Ruse is Vintage View. Jason, he's actually going to be at the Allentown Paper Show coming up. Is it next weekend? I think it's next weekend. And I'm gonna hopefully stop by and see him there. He is a amazing seller. He's usually on during the daytime, and his focus is photography. My passion for vintage photography knows no bounds. Join me to learn and find a new love for all things photographic. Also, feel free to reach out with any questions you may have. I'm always here to help. So there you go, another nice seller that is willing to answer questions, and our community is just wonderful for that. So Jason's going to be talking about how photography identification and valuation. is what his topic is. And he's on, yep, usually in the mornings, 9:30 a.m. is when he's usually on. So if you're up early in the morning and you want to see some fabulous photographs, I would go on over to Jason. Pengy, I'll be there in just a second. I'm sorry. Historian Emporium is on after that. We're two historians who specialize in antique photos, print, and ephemera. They're going to talk about how to date photography through the clothing that the subjects are wearing. So I thought that was kind of a neat take on that. Then we're going to go over to Paper Goy after that. He is half of the $1 Million Peddlers, so you can subscribe to them on YouTube. He also brought Mr. Magazine Man over from YouTube. So I think he did his first vinyl record show. We'll try to get him on an ephemera train as well. And there's all his events he has coming up. And then last but not least, we have G Smiley at the end, the ledger queen of whatnot. I'm going to dub her that now. She loves ledgers. Please join my shows for great vintage paper, ephemera, and fun, junk journals, and all its yummy embellishments needed. Also, a jewelry maker for 15 years. Oh, I did not know that. So she's going to be talking about ledgers tonight. Woo-hoo! Okay, I'm going to do one more giveaway really, really quick because I was really, really bad this time and I did not run my 2 giveaways and I forgot to run a giveaway last time I ran. So everybody, if you could do me a favor and just jump in real quick because I'm going to pull it. And then we are going to raid over to Penguin Boss. And we are also streaming this on YouTube, Schmidt Auctions channel. I don't have a whole lot of subscribers because I always forget I have a channel, but if you want to go back and see anything or see the chat or reference anything, you can go there as well. All right, here we go. We're going to draw and then go on over to Penguin Boss and TMD. Thank you guys so much. They're little ephemera bundles. So there's like postcards and labels and stuff in there. Patty Cannon, thank you. Woohoo! All right, we're going to go on over to Penguin Boss and learn more about postcard eras. Postcard eras. Here we go, you guys. Raid.
Put a special of buy 4 postcards, get for $3.
4 for $3.
I'll pick them out for
4 for
holiday
$3.
postcards, most Christmas and New
Hello,
Year's.
welcome into the Givey Schmidt auction. Our friend and partners in crime in all of these ding ding and all of these amazing trains. As Marla was saying earlier, this is one of our first FM talks, so we hope to do them more often. If you guys like them, hello, Thrifty. We love you. Thank you for keeping in touch with us. We're all looking out for each other, for all of our Florida ephemera peeps and non-ephemera peeps. But I'm glad everyone
in Florida right now
so far has fared well. But I know some people have and still are having some issues. Hey, Twisted Ohana. So this is our first, as Marla said, that TMD and Marla and I have done these FM talks. So we're gonna have these great sellers talking about different ephemera. We're gonna do TMD is gonna be doing a lot of the talking. I'm just gonna be the hands showing.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, we're going to be talking about the eras of postcards.
Yep.
However, I wanted to say to preface this that ephemera is really difficult anyway. When you start getting into ephemera, which I know most of you have, it's a learning process, and you never stop learning. And so, if anyone needs to correct me, they can.
Or if you have questions after something we said,
yes.
just send me a message on Penguin Boss, either on Whatnot or Instagram. We're always here to help each other out. So, and if you have other topics for the future that you want any of us to cover, let us know. So we're going to get started, TMD. Yep. What are you going to start with?
I just want to go over a little bit of history that postcards really were not called postcards until 1901.
Should I show these?
You can start if you want to. But I'm not going to get into all the pre-postcard period because it's just too much. And Pioneer era, it was all these acts of Congress that had to get into that. Before 1901, postcards were called postal cards. Is that what it is? Mm-hmm. Or this one is an example. It might have been called a private mailing card. They were put up by private publishers that would
Mhm.
publish, and they could be sent out prior to 1901.
That one has a greeting,
Um,
Christmas
and so
greeting
you'll
in
see
front of
that,
them.
but you will not see the word postcard on these. Now, these that we're going to run are starting in 1901.
I probably should have left them in the order you had them.
I shouldn't say starting in 1901. These started before 1901 because these were, you should have. These were started prior to that, before they were called postcards. Okay. And so
Hello, hello.
these were all private mailing cards, or they were called postal cards, which you'll see right up there.
Right.
So these were going to run. They run. These run from 18. I'm not going to tell you the dates of them. The cards that I have right here, they run from what 1898.
Mm-hmm.
So I have on it to 1901. I think these cards are.
From let me pin the first ones.
Okay,
because
these ones are. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Where is it? Let's pin these.
99
Okay.
to 1901.
From 1898 to 1901.
These ones. So these would be postal cards. These were before they wrote the word postcard on them.
Mm-hmm.
If anyone's interested in these were government issued. You'd have to buy them at your post office, whatever they had at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and they would cost 1 cent. There's a big history before that time that if you did privately.
All right, hang on, Matt Rock.
Privately
Yahoo!
mailed
You
cards,
got the givey.
There was a 2 cent rate for those. Government mailed cards was a 1 cent rate, but there's a long history, so I don't want to get into all
and
that.
there's 25 in this lot, TMD.
There's 25.
So if you're interested in these are really neat. You're welcome, Matt.
So those are all about the before 1901, before we do the post.
And interesting. These have a really great writing in the back, so a lot of these have some really neat stories. So, a lot of these went to
these if you want
Greenburg,
to.
Indiana. Did you see
20
that?
seconds if you want. There's 25 in here.
These are running. Sorry, sudden death is on.
Oh, these are all 1899 or to 1901.
Yes, really nice.
If anyone's interested, there's 25 of them.
There's 25 of those. There we go. Hard to hear you, TMD. You're gonna have to speak into the thing a little louder.
Well, you'll have to move.
All right. All right. We'll put these aside. No worries. Okay.
The next card is.
What, right here?
Yeah, right there.
Mm-hmm.
In 1901, started undivided back cards. Undivided back cards.
Me too, Ferrari. Yeah, that's sudden death.
Yeah.
No, which
I'm
was
sorry,
this one?
I didn't mean to do that.
The second one?
Yes, this is undivided back. Okay. Yeah, the second one.
All right. Go ahead.
Undivided back cards. When
Penny
shows you these, they always left a blank space on the front. Most of these, because at that time, between 1901 and 1907, you were not allowed to write except for the address on the back of these cards.
And when it says undivided back, they don't have a line right in the middle either.
So you're only allowed, and it'll say right up there. It should say only address, doesn't it say?
Mm-hmm. It says here this side is for the address. Yeah,
right. And the other side, if you turn it over, they usually would leave a little bit of a mark where people will write all
not
around
on this
that.
one, but on this one on the bottom they did.
They would write that. Sometimes they write all over the cards. I mean, because they weren't allowed to write on the back of the card. Mm-hmm. So these are all.
These are all antique.
This is a set of what?
These are a set of 20 undivided back.
Undivided back cards. So these will go from 1901 to 1907 era. Mm-hmm. And these are all, I think I put mostly all state views in here.
Okay.
To do examples. Do you want me to run those or no?
Sure. If you're done talking about them. Hey, Second Chance, how are you? And that one's at PA, but some great, and like TMD says, you see how there's a lot of writing in the front, and that's because, again, they were only allowed to put the address in the back. And they were early. These are all undivided back. There's some linens in here.
I don't think I have that on sudden death. So they're on for 20 seconds.
These are running.
Interested in undivided back cards. And these are all, not all of them are posted. They're going to be posted, unposted.
There you go. That one's unposted. Mm-hmm. See, it doesn't have the line in the back.
So those
these are running.
Undivided back postcards.
All right.
Okay. And they are from 1901 to 1907.
And there was quite a few of them. 20 in here. Okay. Great. All right.
Okay.
What's your next one you're going to talk about, Miss
We are going to go to the divided back era.
All right. Put that one back in the... All right.
These are called the divided back era. Divided back era went from about 1907 to 1915. Around the time of the war starting, might have been 1916 too. Um, Most of these postcards before this were printed, a lot of them were printed in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
When the war started, World War One, they weren't able to print in Germany anymore, and for U.S. cards, and so they had to print in the USA. So
Mm-hmm.
then they started a different kind of card, which we'll talk about next. So these are all divided back. You'll see that even though some people did just write the address throughout
They were
the
still
backs,
getting
they were
used to
so
that.
used to it.
Mm-hmm.
But you will see a division in the back.
Right.
Sometimes you're going to see a little division there, like that card. Sometimes it's a whole half a card. They were just getting used to doing these. So these would be from 1907
seeing it says made in the USA. Yeah.
to 1915, and these are divided back era cards.
So these are mixture. She put 20
Yeah.
in here. You saw Valentine's there. And these are all antique though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, these are all antique
You
cards.
get some romance ones.
Some posted, some not posted. I tried to pick out different ones
to show you different
to
ones.
show you some different.
That's not
cards,
posted.
Yeah. Different publishers too. I'm not going to go over publishers with you today.
Mighty Annie's going to go to some of those.
That, mm-hmm. Do you want me to run those?
Yeah, run those. While you keep talking about the.
Did I do it right?
The undivided.
Okay.
Did I run the right ones? These are divided. Oops. Well.
Okay, sorry. We're gonna write your name on it.
That's okay. We'll write their name on it.
I did it.
If they run this, they go for the same. So these are really pretty.
But we'll write.
They have some really great women postcards on here. Some romance postcards on here.
Yeah, I tried to get
thank you, New Jersey Rock Girl.
Different ones that you might see in
Should have gone a little faster for you guys. Sorry.
You should have, yeah.
Look at that, pretty. Okay. All right.
Who's that?
I got it. You got it? Go ahead. You keep talking.
And the next one we're going to go over.
We got to make sure I pin the right one.
Is going to be the white border. And the white border, to me, is one of the hardest postcards. That's why if you see me selling white border postcards most of the time, I will be selling white border and linen together. Because white border, to me, are difficult to always tell.
You're welcome.
These white border postcards came out in around 1915 and went till 1930. Now, these were during the war years, so they were trying to figure out, to my knowledge, a way to cut costs.
Oh, did we pin? I don't have the right thing pin again. This is what?
White border.
White border. Okay.
Got it?
Make sure I'm pinning the right thing. Yep, go ahead, TMD.
Good idea. They were trying to figure out how to cut costs usually. And so nothing is, everything I've heard, I'm not positive on, but this is what I've heard, is they put the white border on so they wouldn't have to use as much ink on
to fill up the whole
because they were trying to save money because of the war going on. But with white border cards, they make a lot of linen cards that have a white border on them, but they are linen. If you look at these cards, and we can hold one up, Lil, like this, they should be, I don't want to say shiny, but you're not going to feel that linen feel to them.
And the linen has the way Tracy explained it is that really like that checkered, you can see that checkered kind of pattern. These are really smooth, so that's not a linen.
If you look at them underneath a magnifying glass, you will see the difference. That there's no on a white border, there should not be any check marks on it.
Right.
And when we get to the linen cards, you'll see some linens that
we'll
have
show
a
you
white
the
border,
difference.
but that's a good one to show. I don't want to say a little shiny, but they're a little,
yeah.
When you
not
see them,
glossy, but they definitely don't
like
have that
flush.
matted feel.
So
right.
These are all white border. And these went from about 1915 to 1930. So, not everyone used these cards right away. So you might see,
this is from Florida. Yep. I know you do, Mr. Second Chance. He loves his these are running.
Border cards.
Look at the beautiful night view with the moon on this one.
You might see these cards later on in this, because if people save them, they might have written them out.
Gators. Yep. Look at that.
Thank you, Second Chance.
Thank you.
How many are in here? We didn't even tell them.
Yep, there's 20. Sorry, there's 20 in here. All right. Thank you, Ron and Steph. These are coming to you.
Thank you very much.
All right. So that was a white border era, right?
Yep.
Okay.
We'll do these linens first, and then we'll do another pack of linens too, okay? So we can still show the difference.
Show the difference. Ding, ding. All right.
Thank you.
So now these are 20 linen.
Why don't you put a giveaway up too right away, okay, Lil?
Okay.
Want
We
me to
can
do
do
it?
that.
I can do
Sure.
that. Okay.
Let's multitask. So
Number 2 giveaway.
number 2 giveaway. These are different ones that says to my Valentine, but I want to say that these are reproductions of some antique postcards, but they're still vintage. But if you can see on the bottom, they will say replica of the antique original.
But these are still from the 1970s or early 80s, these reproductions.
So you get that one. You'll get this one as
They're
well.
still
Look
really,
how cute.
really pretty.
They're very, very pretty. And they are still vintage. So you get that one also. Oh, there's quite a few of them in here. So you get all 5 of these. These are all Valentines. They are all reproductions of an antique postcard back in the day, but these are all still nice and very collectible. These are still all vintage. So you'll get all those. Pretty corn. Pretty corn with the raid. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, thank you. Enter the givey. We're going through some different eras of postcards, my friend.
And the next era of postcards
it's Second Chance's favorite.
Are the linens. We're going to do a couple of these because I want to show you these linens. Most of these have the white border around them, but these are not white border. If Pengy shows you,
if you can see,
you can see they're not made out of linen. Okay, they are made out.
Well, you could see
they're called white
and
linen.
the feel is different. Yes.
Yeah, you can feel them. But I wanted to show these so you know the little bit of difference between a white border and a linen card. And these linen cards, they started about 1930 and went to 1945. That's the era of the white linen card. So you might see them a little bit after that, but not usually before that.
I like people unlocking the bronze tiers.
These are
it's hard to see. You guys know if you have felt a linen, or you can see it under a magnifying glass too.
These are mostly I did towns, buildings. These come in.
Look at the flag, really pretty.
Too.
That's in Pennsylvania. This is in PA.
Yeah, I tried to pick a random assortment of different cards. Okay,
but these are really pretty. Gotta go take hubby to friends. Oh, that's right. You guys are down to a car. All right, these are running. Look how beautiful that tree is.
That's Florida. I have a feeling.
It is Florida. It's
I love the Florida cards.
The Royal Poinciana. And it's definitely, you can feel that. These are posted, but there's 20 also in this lot. I think most of your lots are 20, aren't they?
I don't know.
Request to run the undivided back the lot. Okay, we sure will. We'll run it again right after this. There we go. Thank you. Who won that? Second Chance. Thank you. You get all of those. And we have a couple of lots of each, at least. But we want to try to get through as many eras as we can. That TMD.
Is this the one?
Put it there. Huh?
The only one I have it here right now.
The undivided back. No. Let me look. Where'd you put? Oh, is it that one?
No.
Sorry, we're looking for the undivided back. Hang on 1 second. I have no idea where we put that one. Undivided. This one?
No, that's a different one. That had to be that one.
Okay, it's this one. All right, let's run this one.
Pen, please?
Sure. There you go. Put Second Chance on that. I don't know that this was the same one, but we'll run this undivided back. How's that?
I'll look and see.
What did you ask? Oh.
All right. So,
all right. Let's pin the right one. This is undivided back, right?
Yeah. I'm confusing her.
Yes, you are, because I'm not used to go ahead, TMD.
Well, these are the undivided back cards. Undivided back went from 1901 to 1907, and that's where they have the space on the front to write something. You were only allowed to write the address on the back of these cards.
Horses are doing
and these are
great.
Just a miscellaneous lot of different states, cities.
This one didn't give you a lot of space, but you still couldn't write in the back. See? No. But these are really neat. These are
a lot of 20.
I think most of your lots are 20, aren't they, TMD?
Well, some are 25, some are 20.
But yes, thank you, Tammy. All the horses are fine on campus.
And we only have a few minutes.
Yeah,
But
so
they
why
are
don't you?
running.
Oh,
I
these
just
are
started
running.
them.
This is
If anyone's interested in
undivided back.
undivided back.
This is from 1901 to 1907.
Though sometimes you find them that they are posted after that because people didn't. They bought cards, but they didn't always.
You didn't
use
send them right away.
Send them right away.
Thank you, Millicent.
Thank you, Millicent.
And Twisted Ohana is getting these beautiful postcards, Valentine's, vintage reproductions of the antique ones. Really pretty.
We will have one more giveaway.
Yes, we will have another giveaway. Ta-da!
Can you put
All
someone's name on here, Millicent?
Yep, and pull the other one you want to talk about.
And the last one, I didn't pull any of the big chromes, so I just pulled.
Okay. Yep. And was and if you have any questions, I know we are it's a broad topic to have lots of era ones.
These are all state park ones.
Okay, but what era? These are chrome.
These are chromes. These are the standard size chromes. In 1939, actually, what?
Over there. Thank you.
In 1939, chrome started coming out. And these would be the chromes. They were the kind of the glossy,
they're a little
finish,
shinier,
different ones, and they're continuing today. Though these are ones that are like 3.5 by 5.5 size, which are standard size. The Continentals, which are the bigger ones, which I did not bring today, are usually 4 by 6. They started coming out in the late 1960s. Don't quote me, but somewhere in there, and they continue today. You don't really find the standard size, and most of us as collectors, we look for standard size. But I have to tell you that I've heard lately that the Continentals are going on different places that don't exist anymore, and there are places that don't exist anymore.
And chromes, for the most part, didn't get. Oh, I should have pinned this. Hang on.
Yes, you should.
Haven't. I mean, they're not as popular or haven't been, but now they're getting to that. Denise, did you see that? That said Yosemite. They're getting to now that they are more obviously more collectible. They're definitely
Do you run them?
vintage. Yeah, no, they haven't. You can run them. I just
run 20 seconds.
Hello.
If you want these.
Yep.
These are chromes. They are 25 chromes in here, standard size, different
parks, Yosemite.
But mostly,
look at the old
I
cars.
picked out all parks for here.
Look at that old parks. Yep.
A lot of people are interested in Yosemite and the different parks.
And the different parks. Look how beautiful. This has some great views. Amazing. Okay. That's all right.
Well, we'll show one more thing of chromes because I picked those out, and they're mostly animals.
These are animals, and there's how many in here? I think there's
25.
20 or 22? 22. Look at that big, what is they call these things? Big Jack. And this is these are chromes. 9 minutes. Thank you. And this one, oh, how pretty. Look at that.
And chromes, like I said, are usually standard size 3.5 by 5.5, and the Continentals are 4 by 6s.
Oh, beautiful. These are all animals. Go ahead. Sorry.
Starting about 1939, and they continue today, chrome postcards.
That's right. The jackrabbit. That's right. Thank you for
there are other things that we can talk about when it comes to when things came out, like real photo and leather postcards, but I'm not going to get into all of that.
You can say they're anthropomorphic. They're dressed and they're riding a bike.
It's too much for half an hour.
Yeah. Oh, look, he's kissing everyone. Kisses from Florida. Again, he's dressed up. So these are really beautiful. Oh my God, look at the big tortoise. Yes. So there's 22 in here. And these are.
Start running them.
Oh, you're running them. They're running. These are beautiful. Thank you. The monkey. Did you like the monkey? Oh my gosh, these are really pretty. Horses. Look at the dinosaur exhibit. Where is that? I can't see. More dinosaur exhibits, and thank you. Look at the cutie patooties. Thank you.
Okay.
Oh, sure. Thank you. And again, guys, take a look at we also have some buy it now postcards. Super great shipping, 73 cents shipping on the postcards in the buy it now. All of them. So take a look if you see something in there. You're welcome for the education. Tracy has a wealth of knowledge on a lot of things. Never mind, we don't even get her started on the
I was
on
already
the
told I
stamps.
couldn't talk too much.
No, no, I
Before
did
we
not
started
say
this.
that. I said stick to the topic at hand. Talk about these again, TMD, and
Hold
I'll
on,
pin these.
let me pin them. Hold on.
Okay, you're gonna pin them? Go ahead.
Yes.
So those of you who came in a little bit later, we are talking about different eras of postcard. Hello, Julie. But go ahead, TMD.
These were all in the private mailing card or the Pioneer card, or before they were called postcards. These were called
Postal card.
postal cards.
1 cent.
You're right.
They
And so
were.
a lot of businesses would use these.
See how they have a business
all of these cards go between 1899 and 1901. They are postmarked. They were from a business.
In Spartanburg, South Carolina.
Well, they went to different places.
Right.
The business was in
On the top,
addressed to
right.
it.
But
Yeah.
these are
and these
great.
are all government issued cards. So
Send
they
her
only
a
cost
mic.
a penny.
She needs to talk a little louder. Yes, she does. TMD.
Okay, I'll
or a
be in
little
front of the microphone.
The next time she'll be in front of the camera. That's the problem. She's on my side, so it's a little harder, I think, to hear her than it is me.
Sorry.
I'm on top of the camera.
She thinks
Did
she's
you
a
run
boss.
these?
I'm running them now. If anyone's interested in these.
These are running. These are running. But these are beautiful.
Early,
These are really
all postmarked between 1899 and 1901.
1898 and 1901.
What
Yep.
did I say? 1899 and 1901.
Thank you for looking at these again. Thank you. Thank you.
Well,
All right.
One more of the.
We have 5 minutes. So thank you, Julie, for that. Huh?
There's these linens that are.
Let's do the linens. A lot of people like the linens. Yep. And there's 20 linens in these. And then TMD could say a little bit again what linens are, TMD.
Yeah, well, these are easy to distinguish, these linens now, because they don't have this. I picked up. I'm pretty sure all of these don't have a white border around them.
Oh, yeah.
There's one.
There's only one. But then the feel, and again, if you could look at them even, they have like this checkered kind of pattern.
Yeah, when you look under a microscope, you can, I mean, not microscope,
yes, one of those things.
Yeah, one of those things,
One of these, yes. There you go. But these are really nice.
These are posted.
Yes, like fabric. Yeah, they almost feel like
are.
fabric and have a little.
And a lot of times these are people's favorites. These are my favorite. I always love
richly woven. Yes, they are, most of them. Look how pretty.
And they're really done nice. I love the flags on the top of buildings.
See, like this one is a white border, but a lot of these she picked in here don't have any white border. But we're gonna run these in case anyone's interested. And stay on the train, guys. We have a lot of other topics from a lot of great sellers.
And
Mighty Annie's coming. These are running. And Second Chance. They smell good too. Yes, I won't smell one live, but yes, they do actually. They do smell. I don't know why, if it's the ink or the different.
Yeah, I love.
But they do. They smell really good.
And I love.
All right, look at that, Jacksonville, where CVV is. All right.
You show the rest of them, Lou.
All right, there we go. she's mumbling to me, and I have no idea what she's saying. So Mighty Annie's up next at 6:30. Oh, okay. So we are going to TMD. Hang on, she got a call. She's gonna be. I'll just keep running the show. Why not? There we go. We're gonna do another linen because everyone seems to like those. So we're gonna run another linen era. These are 20 in here. These do have white borders, though. See, but again, you can tell the difference by the texture. They are really beautiful cards. Hey, hello, everybody. And you get 20 in this lot. But today we have, oh my gosh, I don't have the list in front of me. Of course I don't. But we are going to be talking about magazines. I know that G Smiley at the end, she will be talking about ledgers. Thrifty's talking about trade cards. I know Flippin' Roo is going to show a demonstration on how to soak and get trade cards out of like a magazine. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. So I'm gonna start running this as I keep talking. So these are running photography. Yes, we have vintage Oh, Vintage View, I believe. Thank you for your bid. He's going to talk about vintage photography and the process, and then Historian Emporium is going to do photography, but older photography, antique photography, and how to identify that. So we have some great sellers coming up with a lot of great information. Yes, and the magazine's by Papergoy. Thank you, Second Chance. Thank you, thank you. And the Ledgers by G. Smiley. Yeah, so lots of fun stuff coming up, guys. Lots of fun. So I want to thank you guys again for everything and for always following us and following all our great trains. And stay tuned to tomorrow. If you guys keep loving our paper trains, fall ephemera, drop lots and more. So that's gonna be tomorrow. Check out that on Whatnot. If you search, you'll see all the great sellers on that. So thank you so much. Um, um, Mighty Annie is on, so let's go raid Mighty Annie, and I will see you guys around. Have a great night. Love you guys. Thanks for everything, and say hi to Mighty Annie for me. Whoops, hang on. Can't type today, guys. Sorry. Oh Lord, hang on. Oh my goodness. I'm having trouble. Hang on, guys. Don't leave me. Let's go by and say hi to Mighty Annie. There she is. No, maybe not. This thing is not okay. Here we go. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Some friends. children. So please, when you list it, it's sons with the possessive. I'm off my soapbox now. You're like, settle down, nerd. Yes, I am a nerd. And you'll see it listed right here like that. Sons. See like there? I'll put my ring light on, but I kept some things in sleeve so I could put it back in my show box. So there, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm a nerd. Yep. When you get up in the teaching, I said what we did. So sons, right? Pretty made us do it, huh? What'd she make you do? Call me a dork? Prinny, I'm on to you. I'm so on to you. Yeah. So there you go, kids. Do it proper or don't do it right, right? So here, see, you can see the parts in the back we just talked about. That's the post. Here's the postmaster where it says Talks postcard. That's the mast. Here's the printer's, here's the publisher's mark. Here's the address. This actually is divided back, but like they said, people are slow to learn. And then here's the publisher's marks right here. Okay. Now there are different artists that Raphael Tux will feature. And that's just the way it is, kids. Tick, flee, what? I don't get you. All right, more in a bit. Good to see you, friend. So this is obviously a patriotic card. Tux will do many series and many multiple series on one topic. This is one of my favorite series. These things always give mother the blues. The pumpkins get it. They're scared because, yeah. Pretty made you do what? Someone explain what? Or I'm going to stop the show and put you all on timeout. Tux, yes, Tux, exactly. And it's S apostrophe. So let's just get it right, kids. This is how much I would price this in one of my things here. Yeah. Anything bad, evidently? Exactly. We get blamed for a lot of stuff, don't we, Prinny? So this is also a Tux. You'll see by the right there, it says it on the bottom, Raphael Tuck and Sons, and they didn't put the possessive, so they're wrong. And this is a Valentine. This is also a tux, and this one's going to be undivided. I can tell because of the way it's, I don't know, because I'm old and I've done a lot of postcards. So it's undivided and embossed. And you'll see embossing because you'll see the bubble, like you'll see the imprintation, and there you go. I'm going to put you more than in the corner, kids. I'm going to charge you extra tuition. And then here's another, this doesn't even look like a tux, does it? Sometimes it looks like it. Sometimes it just doesn't look like a nut. And there you go, kids. So get in that, buy it now, and get yourself some good postie cards. So that is my Raphael Tux lot. And I put it there. The next one I'd like to feature is International Art Publishers. The good thing about International Art Publishers is that, yeah, bloop to you too. Here we go, kids. International Art Publishers publishes, International Art Publishers publishes one of my absolute favorite artists, which is Ellen Clapsell. We'll talk about Ellen and the artists, but I want you all to know that they also have other artists. It's not just Ellen. It's not an Ellen show. Although Ellen DeGeneres is back as an artist, as a comedian. So my friends, this is the International Art Publishers trade. There's their art there. That means they're the publisher. And ooh, that's a neat stamp, isn't it? Ooh, Margaret, look at that stamp. Anyway, so they do a lot of anthropomorphism. They do a lot of really cool stuff. Yeah, I'm ignoring you. Absolutely. That's right. Here we go. This is beautiful patriotism. This one's kind of neat. Looks like our nieces and nephews in Chicago. Are you thrilled? There's a New Year's card. And on the back, it's undivided, even with international art publishers. There you go, kids. No, just tired. I'm always sick. And a Christmas greeting, and this is also International Art Publishers. I'm trying to show you it can be marked anywhere, friends. And then on the back, again, undivided. And 1904. That's pretty cool, isn't it? It's got Ben on the stamp. And then here's a Thanksgiving one. It's signed by who? There we go. Ellen. Pump for Ellen. Pump for Ellen. A beautiful Thanksgiving card. Again, this is going to be in one of my shows. I'm going to take it to Wichita, $7. And that's more along the line. That's inexpensive, kids. And we're back at the beginning there. Going to put that one down. And I'll stop at a point here and you can ask any questions. Okay, kids? Anyone have any questions? There again, I stopped, right? Anybody have any big questions? Happy to answer questions. Have any questions? All right, kids. Cool. All right. Nash. Prolific publisher. Oh, thank you, Jason. I appreciate that, buddy. Nash is the triangle with the N. That is their symbol. To get it away from you, that's exactly why I crossed the road. Christmas joys for you. This is Nash. They publish kind of a lot of stuff. That's what you got to be quick when you taught middle school, right? Just make fun of them, keep going. So here's the Nash symbol again. And the enemy fords the creek. So it's yeah, get away from those little creepy boys, right? And that man, the enemy fords the creek. But this is called the winchback, and it's on a Nash. This is why it's not a winch belongs with Winch, and this was often copied. So this is a Nash published postcard, right? But it's a Winch back. This does not mean it's a Winch postcard. So many people copied before we had copy laws. Oh, I'm not paying attention to anybody. And just you. And then here is again, I got to get out the big magnifying glass. This again is Nash, but it says E-Nash. Do you see that? E-Nash. So there's always rules, and there's always little things around the rules. So it's E-Nash, Edgar Nash, or it can be the little triangle. And there's the triangle there. Isn't this kind of crazy? So it takes a lot of research. I've been doing the research for about 16 years, and we're going to get to him. We're going to get to Winch. He's coming up next in the hit parade. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. And hopefully we'll get to some arts too, because isn't that cool though? Young baby pushing out father time. It does take a lot of research. It takes a lot of questioning. I used to ask people on eBay, and now I ask my friend Mary. I've asked Popeye. I asked Melissa. I have books. I research constantly on the internet. And you can be wrong, right? And here we go. But I'm never wrong. That's the key. I'm teasing. And I asked Melissa, and sometimes you're like, wait, I don't remember. And you just ask other sellers. I've asked Matt, I asked Turner, they asked me. It's all just around living giving tree. This is Whitney made. This is Tracy's, one of Tracy's famous ones, favorite ones, TMD, 1924. And this is, I love this one because it's Worcester, Mass, which is exactly what my friend John Miller, Popeye, hates to pronounce, and I think that makes me giggle. So Whitney Made is a great holiday publisher, and you can tell their art. They also make they also make terrific Valentine folded cards, and they're just wonderful. Somebody's charming, a little bird. Sometimes they make you feel guilty because they're so cute, make you feel dirty because they're so cute, but they're just terrific. When I get into selling Valentines, you'll see a lot of Whitney Made stamped on the back, and that's high quality. They're United States made out of Worcester, Mass. So that is Whitney Made. It's Whitney. We call it Whitney because, we're such good friends like Brittany. Yeah. And then this is getting into Gibson art. We'll get to Winch in just a minute. Melissa will be like so excited. So this is Gibson art, and Gibson has several symbols. It'll say Gibson like this, and John Gibson was the publisher, and it'll also have Gibson there, but it'll also say Gibson on the side, published by the Gibson Art Company. Sometimes you'll see a line here with a G, but I don't have that one out today. John Gibson out of Cincinnati, he was, and he is the one who coined. He was a publisher and also an editorial writer for a newspaper. He's the one that coined the term Gibson hair, the upsweep hair. So that's kind of a nerdy thing for you to learn there. 1920s and 24. He's a little bit later than the people who are, the Gibson girl. Exactly. That's him, John Gibson. And so here's two of my Gibsons. You'll see when you're looking for Gibsons, you can't find them. When you're not looking for them, it's all you can find. So there's some Gibson art here. I'm going to put them all in order so I can put them away. The problem with pulling out is that you can't find the ones you want to put back. And then this one is also Gibson art. There it is. There's the G, Gibson art. I found this one late last night. This is a Halloween postcard. These are real prices on Halloween postcards, my friends. These are when I take to trade shows, and I like these because they're the two little gourd kids. $75 is a reasonable price on a Halloween postcard to sell at a show or on another platform. Starts with E. Big Peony, how you doing, sweetie? And this is Millicent's and my. We love PFB. PFB stands for. Are you ready? Paul, first name Paul, Finkenrath. That's his last name. Finkenrath, R-A-T-H, of Berlin. B is for Berlin. Paul Finkenrath of Berlin. There he is right there. Let me put him up bigger for those people who are past 50 or 40 or 55. There you go. PFB. And he's from Germany. And I love these. I could speak to postcards for about 1,000,000 years. And there he is. And they're all on the back. PFB. Isn't that neat? And they're not always the same writing. This is an older one, but it does say PFB. So they're all different and in different needs. So there's all different arts. These are kids playing, to babies sharing poison bottles. That's the glass is poison. I got to make sure I get to the arts too. Yes, there is. I think there is. I think there's ones for misspelled stuff too. one little dicky bird and two fat geese. That's the dicky bird. I love it. I love it. And there, of course, is an ass in every show. I coined that term. That's my ass. And of course, we had a wagging ass. Double on an ass. And then this one, I just love them. I have several series of the Paul Finkenrath. Sometime it'd be nice to just show our collections, wouldn't it? And now we're getting into another favorite publisher of mine. I'm not going to get to the artist, am I? I'm just going to get to what I get to today. We'll come back and I'll do the artist another time, perhaps. I planned too much. I'm sorry, friends. And then these is Julius Bien and Company. There's beautiful Santa card. I love this one. And this is Julius Bien's symbol right there, J and B wrapped around like a snake. And Julius Bien is out of New York. But also it's a French name too. But oh yeah, this is a beautiful one. I've tried to sell it before. No one's wanted it. So we just keep this Santa around. Yeah, I'll just be pre-prepared. Yeah. Or I'll bring my notes around the next time. I'd just rather be thorough than unprepared, right? This is another publisher I love because obviously he's in my top 10, and this would be P. Sanders. I don't have a one for Bergen right now, S. Bergen, but I brought P. Sanders right here. P. Sanders, just delightful art. One of his would be, of course, little kids popping out of flowers. And then he does a lot of Thanksgiving and a lot of Fourth of July cards. I mean, I could have just brought so much of my nerdy stuff out, but I didn't want to, have you guys go, oh, we're not hanging out with her because she's a real nerd. Yes, I am. So this is P. Sanders. Wonderful. I brought mostly holiday, but I also brought some location stuff today too. This is Sampson Brothers, and we've all seen I used to call it, jokingly, I call it the bullshit mark right down here, BS, the bullshit mark. And that's how you can remember it easily. Printed in Germany until we blew up their stuff in World War One. They kind of deserved it. Hey, Stay May and Melissa Gom has a good to see you. This is a Santa card. We'll go into Santa cards another time when we get to art. Another time on F Talks. Hi, Tyler. Good to see you, buddy. Tyler. And Santa, I would love to go into. I could do a whole show on Santa cards where the things that make Santa's more expensive, but we'll talk about that another time, another show. Book me 3 hours sometime. Oh yes, but I think brilliance too. There's lots of stuff to know about all of these. Great Santa card. So this is Sampson Brothers, SB. And let me show you really quick a really secret book that I have that not even Papa has. It's a publisher's trademarks identified. It's out of print. It's very rare and hard to get. And it has all of these. It's just copied paper, but it's from the 1960s and it's reprinted in 1993. And it's just a whole bunch of publishers' marks and all of these marks. They're very hard to read in here. And then you correspond them back here, the numbers to the numbers listed. Oh, it's juicy. Um, to the numbers listed, or you can come back here. It's like doubly referenced, or you can come back here to the name of the publisher, and it will give you the number that they're here. It's fun. Then you can go back to that. No, it's not necessarily nerdy. Sometimes it's sexy. But this is an incredible book until it only goes up to 1,500 of the images, and then it's like 25, it'll go up to 2,500, but that's in the next book. But the next book is not available either. So we are dactyologists if we study postcards. So that's kind of fun. All right, next we're going to go to Nister, who's one of my personal favorites. I've not been a Nister fan until probably the last year, but Nister has all kinds of great art, beautiful art. I love this series, The Little Girls Stuffed in Mittens. Is this the cutest? I bought a ton of these on Nister. I bought a ton of these in Indianapolis. In Minneapolis. This is a beautiful artist, Irene Marcellus. So always look for the artist marks on the front down here or in the art. She's divine. And on the back, you'll see Nister right here, very out of the way, right there. And here he is. He's a publisher, Ernest Nister, just divine. And he's also kind of co-sponsored because he's in London where you see the Queen by E.P. Dutton of New York, but Ernest Nister. He is fabulous, big money. That's why I don't sell very many of them. See, there's another artist mark. Ethel went to, but she's published by who? Nister. There you go. Nister in the house. So I brought, of course, way too much stuff, but these are all three Nister. A lot of my flower girls are Nister published. Okay. I brought some location cards. Oh, let me just do this one real quick. The Ullman Company. We often see this one in our shows. The Ullman Company has the U. It's kind of looks like a patriotic crest right there. The Ullman Company. How about that one? And here's a very famous artist, Bernhardt Wall. Tracy sells a lot. TMD and Penguin sell a lot of Bernhardt Wall publishing. I mean, artist lots. Yes, they do. Wall does rule. That's right. I don't share them. They're nicer than I am. But Ullman often publishes wall art. All right. And you can hang wall art on your wall, right? Let me get to winch. Where did I put winch? Winch, winch, winch. I don't want to run out of time. We asked about that winch guy. Where did I put winch? I guess I don't like winch. I'm totally kidding. Where's winch? Winch, winch, winch. Well, we'll find winch. How did I get past winch? Well, we'll get to it. Don't worry. Trying to get all this done. I may have to share more of this on my shows, I guess. Locations. Okay, this is fun. So there's so many publishers of locations, okay? So this is Kurt Teich, CT, genuine Kurt Teich of Chicago, and he does have a symbol, but I just brought to show you on some of the, yeah, I'm gonna get to those, you betcha. It's just hard to get to all of it. So these are hand colored, and this is Albert type. So you can see the hand colored, but also this is Albert type, and it's not colored, but this is Albert type, very high money. These are location cards and they're very high colored, very high money. You can see it just says right, I'm going to show you upside down so you just pay attention. The Albert Type Company. All right, friends? So that's the Albert Type Company. And then these are all the high money Detroit published cards. Sometimes they say it on the front. Sometimes I feel like a nut. There you go. The Detroit Publishing Company, early cards, usually very early cards. And sometimes they say it on the back and they're labeled faux stint. Sometimes we learn this in faux stint. Sometimes we learn this in Popeye shows, the faux stint cards. So look on your location cards too. Great publishers don't just exist in art cards. Let me go over and show you. Yeah, you were asking about, well, hell, I'm trying to make haste and make winter here. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Where did I put that Schmucker card, Tim? Schmucker. It was a, well, now I'm getting flustered. Here we go. This is a schmucker. Um, Schmucker. Okay, I love BB London. BB London stands for the Byrne Brothers of London. And you'll see their mark on the back. And there it is, BB London. They do wonderful stuff. BB London. We talk about a lot of this in my shows, but most of you sleep. So, I don't want to blame you. This is a hot Halloween artist. Publisher. Gotchick and Dreifling. And it looks like the little guy's lighting a lamp. There it is, Gotchick and Dreifling. Gotchick and Dreyfus lighting a lamp. And look at this Halloween card. Wow, so much action. Look at the witches. Some of the best art is on Gotchick and Dreyfus. Absolutely. Okay, I'm going to show you something really cool. I can't find my schmucker right now because it's in over here in my artists. Thank you, Warren a bit. I appreciate you, Earl. Everybody, get into the buy it now. I've put lots of good stuff in there. You can buy mine now. You can buy, thank you, Schmidt, for thanking for me. Earl, you're great. Okay, this is a really cool thing that I just found out. I appreciate it, Earl. This C is for cookie, stands for Stetcher art. I just figured this out with my trusty little cheat book, and I thought it was really worth talking about because this is Stetcher litho, all the same company, but they're using all these different markings. Isn't that cool? I think that's pretty cool. Um, I'll take other tips too. I'm just kidding. And then this is also Stetcher litho, but it's really neat how they have all these different markings. I guess they couldn't decide who they're going to be, but they're Stetcher again. Um, oh, thank you, Denise. I do try, and sometimes people find that boring and leave. But all of these are all the same company, but look at all those different marks. Stetcher is a great company, very prolific. Another very well renowned and historic company is the Rose. We call it the Rose. Yeah, the Rose Company, which I tried to draw their symbol, but let's just face it, I'm music and not art. TRC, the Rose Company. The Rose Company. Charles Rose is one of their basic artists, and that's, get it, Charles Rose. I think he's family, and they let him in. Another great publisher. I'm just going to cram through here, make sure I don't leave anybody out. We got to Gotchick and Dreyfus. This is one of my one of my collected favorite. Let me turn the ring light off. This is one of my "I'll Never Let You Go" Halloween postcards. Patriotic, gourd head, and he is there. He's a Gothic and Dreyfus. Yes, exactly, Cindy. Cindy's an attorney, so she knows all these great things about published and copyrights. This is another good one here. AMP. Somebody put on some platform. Okay, it was on. I was on one, not Acorn. It's not Acorn. It's Alkin Moss Publishers. AMP. Another terrific one. I don't know where my winch went. I feel a little winchless. I know it is, honey. My husband's like showing me the clock. I know it's 6 o'clock. We're gonna raid right now. We're going over to my dear friend, the Betsy, the 30 Decimon. This little owl is also gold medal art publishing. Terrific. I wish I had more time with all of you, but alas, we have to part. I hope you learned a little bit of something. The Peacock series is Paul Kober. There's several peacocks out there, but alas, my pile over here is for art. And there's the publishers. If you ever have any questions, you can send me the front of your card, but send me the back too. We're going to Thrifty. It's great to see all of you. Thank you for spending time with me. I'll see you next Wednesday morning. Please come back. I love to see you. Select, we're going to do a raid. Get your fingers, toes, and in. Here we go. Great to see you all. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
Welcome in, Annie. Thank you for the raid. Thank you to Schmidt Auctions and Penguin Boss for putting this on. Hey, Julie. Hey, Jason. How are you doing? Rumpus Room. Hello, hello. And this is going to be your giveaway. It is 2 trade cards. One of these trade cards is, well, they're both advertising shoes. Nothing on the back because your advertisement is on the front here. This one does have advertisement on the back. James White, dealer in boots and shoes, and it, you know, it has it on the front too. But we'll talk more about trade cards and how they came about and everything. So we're going to start that giveaway. Everybody get in. And it is live. It is running. So I'll put these over here. First off, I want to say that Dave Cheadle, that's okay. I'll get you back someday. He wrote this book. It was in, gosh, what was the year? Can't remember. 1996, and then the values were updated in 1998. So it is a very old book now, but it is also very informative. So if you want to learn about Victorian trade cards, and I've looked, there's a few newer ones out there. They're mostly just value books, you know, going into how much trade cards are worth. But this is a really, really good reference. And I got this at auction, on an online auction, and did not pay what it goes for. So, and I was so lucky when I got it. I was like, oh, wow. And so, yeah, it is a great book. And I have quite a few of the cards that are in here, but it discusses all of the cards and everything about it. But first of all, we just want to talk about trade cards. And I can can run some if somebody wants to buy any. But trade cards were the form of advertisement starting, actually, and I did not realize this, starting in the 1700s. And it was, their origin is in England. Oh, I have no earthly idea how many trade cards I have. Too numerous to count. TNTC. That's what we used to put in the laboratory when we had cells we were counting. It would be TNTC. Too numerous to count. But so they, and then in around 1875, they came to the United States. They came to America. And the Philadelphia 1876. Yes, and also Dave Cheadle sells a lot of postcards too, because I've bought some from him. And he's a very nice man. I mean, he will, if you have questions, you can ask him questions, but he's very, very nice. The Anyway, the Philadelphia 1876 Continental Exhibition, they had trade cards, and so they handed them out. Um, up until around that time, well, actually, it was around 1870 when lithography was invented. Everything was black and white. And when lithography came about, it was then possible to mass produce these beautiful, colorful cards, and everybody loved them. They would go, you would go to a store and they would have one, a card of the week or the month or whatever, and they would hand them out. They would give them out. They advertised different products. Um, and then there would be series collections where you could get all of the cards that went in the collection. Here's an example of a collection, and they're even numbered at the top. Like this is number 1. This is a card for Soapine. Yeah, Mom. Sapolio. Yeah, there we go. But this one is Soapine. And they so like here the painter is, and there's this guy leaning against the fence, and it's called admiration because he's admiring the guy's artistic ability. Well, when he gets up from the fence, he's got the he's got the ad painted on the back of his. Oh, there goes the drawing. Who's going to get it? Julie. Where did I put them? Julie, these are coming to you. Thank you, sweetheart. And thank you for checking on me this weekend. I do appreciate it. That was very sweet of you, and everyone else that did too. Because for the longest time, we were in the eye of the storm, or going to be a direct hit. And I can tell you, a direct hit in Tallahassee would have been horrendous. We have huge, huge, beautiful old oak trees, hundreds of years old oak trees with, they sprawl out with their big limbs and everything. And those babies will come down, and their limbs will just break off. So, I hate what happened. I hate where it went because they'd already gotten hit. And actually, it went through my hometown of Madison. They were in the eye about, my brother who lives there sent me a picture, and right above the weatherman's head was 1222, and the whole Madison County here in Florida was within the eye of the hurricane. So they had already gone through it, and that means you're going through it again. Because if you've ever been through a hurricane, it is not fun. Not fun. But let's get back to some fun stuff. And I appreciate everyone that reached out and sent me, prayers and wish and, good luck and all of that, because I can tell you it's a little stressful. But yeah, Katrina was bad. It was really bad. But so we're going to go back to our trade cards because I don't have a lot of time. Yep, Florida Strong. There you go. So here he is. He's leaving. That's card number 2. And it says innocence because he's like, I didn't do anything. He's the one that leaned up against it, not me. So he gets home and he's like, oh my gosh, look at the back of my jacket. And, number 3 is called consternation. And so he goes back out. And number 4 is danger. He goes back out to the guy and he says, "You painted on the back of my jacket." And the guy's like, "No, I didn't. You leaned up against it." And so he takes some of the soaping soap. Get it? And he washes the guy's back. Well, it removes the paint and the mark. So now it was accomplishment. And then in number 6, it is happiness. Soaping did it. Cheeky advertisement. Yeah. So these all are pretty much the same on the back. Sometimes the not the manufacturers, the store will stamp their mark on it, but some manufacturers hired their own artists to create these cards. And usually those were very high quality. I want to say maybe Sopine was one of those. I can't remember right off the top of my head who was the one that had their own artists that would, do the art and everything. And just, actually, this depicts the painting that he was doing on the fence post there. So this is another trade card. And, it had, now it wouldn't go because it had well oil, or well blubber, that kind of thing. Hi, Denise. And, so they had the well there. And because, during this time, whaling was very a profitable business. And, oh, okay, Rue, sometimes you will see small print, the lithograph company, Rochester and Buffalo. Yeah, I've got some that have Buffalo on them. But, this one was actually a cutout of another trade card. So, one of the things that I like the most are quackery cards. I like to collect the quackery cards because I am in the medical field, and so it just interests me. I'm a blood banker, medical technologist, worked in a clinical laboratory for over 40 years, and I have how long did it take me to find the series I just showed? I don't remember. I may have bought it as a series, but that's the thing. Um, so quackery cards are called quackery because they could not prove that what they claimed on their advertisement for the medication that it worked. And for example, these are all Dr. D. Jane's tonic, vermifuge. And so this was in St. Paul. What does that say? The Strength Giver. Okay. And on the back of these, now Dr. James they would do cards and they would set them out, they would put them out, and you would collect the numbered cards. I don't have all of these, but like this one is on the other side. We present you with a copy of Schlesinger's beautiful picture entitled Le Dernier, yeah, I am not going to say that. Meaning, in plain English, the latest fashion. The young girl, having adjusted the basket to her own satisfaction, seems by the archness of her expression to inquire, "How do you like it?" This is the 6th of our album series, and we trust will be as favorably received and appreciated as the preceding ones or issues. But the quackery cards, it like this. What was it called? Tonic vermifuge was. It says it would remove worms in children. It would. It was a tonic and dyspeptic remedy, particularly for grown persons. So there was. Right. What Ferrari said there. Some of them they handed out, others you had to purchase. You or you would purchase it, you would buy the bottle, and maybe inside the package there would be a card with that came with the medication, things like that. So basically you were paying for it. Kind of like how the rose tea did with the Wade's Whimsies. And all of that. But each one of these cards depicts a different scene. This one, "Can You Talk?" That is the name of this one. But like I said, the colors are always beautiful. The values of trade cards are kind of all over the place, and as we all know, the value of something is what another person's willing to pay for it. Now, if they're really looking for a card and they find it and the seller wants $300 for it, if they really want it, they'll pay it. And, but that you also could look further and you could find it maybe for $50. So, like I said, their prices are all over the place. Not all of them are in pristine condition. I'm not trying to look for the right word, but I will pick up a card that is in not the greatest condition because I like the card, and that's why I'll do it. How can you tell if it's part of a series? Well, like these, you can tell, and these really aren't a series. It's just how they put them out as their album cards. And when I say album cards, and this is what Flippin' Rue is going to show you next, is that back in these Victorian ages, usually you'll see a number on it, like the ones that I had before, like right up there at the top in the gold gilding, you'll see a 1. So you know that that's going to be a series of cards. There's going to be a 2, a 3, a 4, and yeah, Flippin' Rue, sometimes they're numbered. But what she's going to show you is how to remove these cards the best way so that you can sell them or you move them and they're in good condition. Here's another one: Nature's Pleasant Laxative, syrup of figs for the kidney, liver, and bowels. And then here's the bottles that go with them. I have 2 of these bottles. And I can sell any of these if anyone well, I won't say any of them because some of them I will not sell. If anybody is interested. But I have, 2 Dr. Janes. Some of these glow because they're older, they're dirty, because a lot of times they were dug. People would find these in the, when they're digging. And there are people that actually go out and dig cards. These cards in the they kind of fell out of favor around around the turn of the 20th century, turn of the 1900s. And that was because newspapers started coming out and people advertised in newspapers. Yeah, there is a YouTube channel for digging bottles. I watch it. I love it. And there are postcards like Annie and Penguin Boss and TMD talked about. All of those, all of that started coming out. And so people kind of quit collecting these. I do have an example of a scrapbook here. And this one, though, mostly has die cuts in it, but it's not often that you find an intact scrapbook. Most of the time, the pages are falling out. The binding is not good, and this one's in pretty good. Request for white sewing machine on bottom of pile. This one, no, I can't. I'm not selling my. Sorry, I'm not selling my penny farthings because these I collect. But yeah, and most of this was just to show. It's 21, about 9 minutes. I can run some if anyone's interested. Another thing that came out were patriotic cards. This one's more of a flyer, but for Pillsbury, and Pillsbury is still around. But around, World War I, when and before World War II, when patriotism was very, very hot, they would put these patriotic symbols on there. And I think, didn't I get that from you, Millie? I think I got that from you. And this one too, I think it was. I can't remember. Yeah, okay, I thought so. But like, this is Miss Columbia. Yeah, I kind of remember where I get most of my cards and stuff from. For some reason, it sticks in my head. I may have gotten this one from Annie. I'm not sure. I can't, I'm not real sure on that one. But, they did all kinds of, just everything. Advertising all kinds of different medicines, sewing machines. Look at this. Armstrong and McKelvey strictly pure white lead. It was paint. And you remember how, everything paints, oils, and window glass. And see, this is the druggist or the drugstore, CE Bond, that would sell these things. And and I love this card. This one I got out of a scrapbook. Sometimes scrapbooks do not come out very well. And Rue, I'm sure will tell you about that because it depends on the type glue they use. I could have soaked these for longer, but hey Jen, just saw you coming in. And this one is another one of my personal collection. Yeah, I mean, you try and it just sticks there and it will not come off. And you're thinking, oh my gosh. But this one has a lot of damage. You can see there's paint loss here. But this is Pierce's Coach colors. And so advertising, selling Coach colors. And on the back, it has the actual colors listed here. So one of the other things I collect are Hoyt's perfume cards, and I have a lot of them. One of the reasons is because my very first dachshund, and he is still alive. Thank you for the random gift to Denise. We named him Hoyt. And it wasn't because of this. It was because my husband and I was still doing tournament archery. He still does it today. And when I got Hoyt, we were shooting Hoyt bows. And so that's why I named him that. But so when I started seeing these cards come out, I collect them. And I bought this Hoyt's Nickel Cologne. I think it was more of a sample bottle. And it's embossed here. You can tell it was probably blown into a mold. But this is they make all kinds of things with hoodoo. Ah, I did not know that. That is neat, Texas Jesse. That is interesting. But this one was bookmark. You know, you would just slide it into where your page was and bookmark it. And of course, you know, it has everything about it. It was also the company that did Hoyt's Cologne also did Rubifoam, which was a tooth mojo bags. Isn't that interesting? So if you know a lot, you need to come on and do one of these if you're a seller on here. According to Dave Cheadle's book, this one probably in pristine condition, and remember that was 1998 when he updated the prices, is about a $30 card. Oh, okay. And, you know, and I look for the bottles to go with them. This bottle, as you can tell, has a barcode on it. But so it's a reproduction bottle. And of course it says on the back, Hoyt Company Inc. Perfumers, Lowell, New York, Memphis. But because it had the label on it so well, I went ahead and bought it. And this one, like I said, I got it in an auction. It was and what happened was they thought they lost it and they couldn't find it. And so, you know, and it was the only thing I wanted from the auction, really. And so they refunded my money. Well, I get the box in, and lo and behold, it was in there. So, yeah, TMD. Well, you know, Rec is a good source for bottles. She sells a lot of them. But another one that I like to collect is Dr. Kilmer. He is from, oh, where is it? It's on the bottle, actually. Binghamton. He is from Binghamton, New York. And they, his bottles, you know, these is an embossed one. But and then these, the bottle was made in the way you would, for the remedy that it was for. Like this one was for kidney. And, you know, and it would have the Dr. Kilmer's up here and something about it down there. But, so Binghamton. Yeah, okay, thank you. But, you know, just great bottles. Some of these are even embossed, but you can tell there's one that has a heart on it. There's another bottle that is, I mean, not bottle, trade card that is extremely, extremely rare. And from what I hear, and you would pay top dollar for it. Another thing I want to show you, because I only got 1 minute left. Golly, there's never enough time. Then there were kind of what they called mechanical cards. And this was Dr. William Hall's balsam. And what would do is it would show you before you took the balsam. Cures colds, consumption, pneumonia, asthma, and croup. So then you would open it up and it would show the after. So these are really, really neat. My most expensive cards, I would have to say, are these. These are Singer sewing machine. This is an angel, and it says up here, what I have sewed together, let no one put asunder. And then this one, and the devil came and sowed tares. So, like I said, these are to me, and I looked this one up today, and it was about $55, $55 to $60, and going for, and again, it only goes for what people are going to pay for it. And then this one was around 30 or 35. So very cool Singer sewing machine. And Singer's still in business today. A lot of these companies are still in business. And we got to go raid because it's 7:31. See, Annie was late, made me late. Sorry, Flippin' Roo. So we're going to go to raid, Flippin' Roo. And if you ever get the chance to soak, you got to do it. Yeah, blame game. Thank you. See you later. Bye.
Because we only have one auction, and it's trade cards, or for the most part it's trade cards that I've removed. For example, this one was on a scrapbook page, and you can barely tell that it was on a page. But then, so you have varying degrees. Like this, sometimes they're held on by these little glue dots.
Thank you, Rumpus Room, for your buy it now purchase.
And you can see on this one, this was held in by the glue dots. It left stains right there. But
thank you, Jen, for your purchase.
Oh, thank you. So anyway, I have like 60 or so trade cards here that I've removed, and I threw in a few extra things too. There's like decals and whatever. And I'll run this auction before I get my hands wet. It's just a $1 start. So if you guys want to bid on that, I'll get right to the demo afterwards.
And it's running.
I'll try to pick up all of this, get it out of my way.
TMD in the lead at 10. Rumpus Room and Jen, thanks for more buy it now purchases. Tracy at 15, 17.
This wasn't in a scrapbook. I just threw that one in there. But
Mia Simo, thank you for your buy it now purchase. Wow, we're up to 36 with Tracy, 40. Jen at 42.
Might be Jen, might be the winner. Congratulations, Jen.
Thanks, Jen.
So let me show you what I have going here. I've got it's a screen printer's screen, but you don't have to do this. I just do this because it lets the air circulate underneath. It's kind of hollow. This here is a flour sack towel, and I use these because they don't leave lint. I was testing earlier. I had see, sometimes they're so delicate they don't exactly come off. But let me switch my camera over here for a second. I've got to go back and forth. So I start out with lukewarm water. if you want to think about water that you would put, like you would bathe a puppy or a baby in. So, we just had our winner. Who was that?
Simo. Thank you. We'll get that out to you. Congrats.
Yes, congratulations. So I put a bunch of pages here in this tub of water. You could use your sink. And I weighted it down just because I didn't want the pages to start bending in the water, because sometimes that happens and it can warp your cards. So let me get these dishes out of the way. So I'm going to start with, these are, what do you call them? They're not really trade cards, but they're like an embossed die cut. Like this is of the Capitol. And see how I just kind of put my fingers in there and it came right off. I've been soaking this for 2.5 hours. I would say minimum 1 hour to do something like that and test it. But you have to be, make sure you're not tempted to rush, because when you rush, that's when you start accidentally tearing things, or doesn't come out the way it should. See, they popped right off. Usually if you have, I wish I could think of the name of those. They're just like die cuts.
Question about what we're soaking them in. I believe it's lukewarm water.
Yep, just plain water,
as
nothing
Melissa
else.
said. Yeah.
Yep. I gotta get rid of this. All right, so. Now this was on the other side of the page. It was a huge die cut decal. So.
Question about the water damaging them. No, it doesn't. Do not do this with postcards, though.
Right, because postcards have 3 layers. These trade cards only have 1 layer. And the reason it doesn't damage them is because, see, now it does damage the scrapbook page, because this is like a pulp paper. But these trade cards are printed on, it's like a fabric. So it's more like washing clothes almost.
Question about what do we line with, which would be that cloth.
Yeah. Let me show you what I'm doing over here, because I got to switch back and forth. Yeah, this is just, they're called flour sack towels. You can get them on Amazon. I think they're like in bundles of 12, but they're great for, nothing sticks to these and no lint sticks to them. Never use paper towels, because if you use paper towels, they're going to end up stuck to your card.
Also a question on drying. I believe we just leave them right on that rack paper, right?
Well, yeah, actually, when I get this full, I'll show you what I do. Because
great questions.
Yeah, very good questions. I actually put a weight on top of these, and I'll show you what I'm going to do as soon as I get more. See, how am I doing on time? 7:38. Okay, we're good. All right, let me see. See, sometimes you have different things on there too, like newspaper. Like, say you wanted a newspaper article. You can even soak newspaper articles, because the old newspapers were made out of that rag cloth also. Comes right off, and it's going to dry and not look any worse for wear. Same thing with the calling cards.
I'll read a couple of questions for you, Rue.
Sure.
Some glue is worse, though, right? I soaked for 3 days one time, and they started disintegrating before the glue did.
Yes. There are some cases where I was not able to remove the trade cards. And a lot of times you'll notice it might be a tough soak if you look at the paper and you see that it's just covered with this brown, what looks like glue that you can see through it, because they may have actually plastered, the entire back of it with glue that doesn't come off. So it's not always foolproof. But these here are coming off good. And I wasn't sure if they would, because I didn't know until it was time to do the demo if these were good ones or tough ones.